How you guys doing?
Good,
thank you.
Good.
Keith, what have been some of the challenges without Devin, kind of using different people back there for returns and kicks? How do you feel it's been going so far?
Of course we miss Devin. Devin's a fantastic returner in this league, but we're unfortunate. We have some really good returners. Just sprinkling in Tank. Obviously, he gave us a great spark last week. Great returns. Obviously, he loved to hold on to the football better, and that's he's a guy that was probably more upset than anybody to let that happen. So we were fortunate to get the ball back, but he's a fantastic returner. So I am fortunate between him, Parker Washington's handling the punt returns, and he had some big returns. He had two 13-yard returns. They're good returns. So I am very fortunate. That's a deep position for us with talented players. So yes, we miss Devin, but we have good players that kind of fill in until he gets back healthy.
What is it about Tank in that kickoff role that you see? Because I think he even started like last year in Tennessee. Obviously, we got a new kickoff this year, but he seems to find some holes.
Yeah, and I think his ability to hit the return full speed, not scared, downhill runs. You can see it. I mean, he's just flying, and he runs through arm tackles with good vision. You know, last week he kind of bounced one outside that was. It was designed to kind of hit more on the inside of that block, but he kind of bounced it outside. So he has the ability to take it where it's needed, and it's been really good, a little spark for us. And I think it's all part of kind of figuring out the schemes and just kind of what he's really good at. And so that's something I'm trying to take upon myself to kind of figure out a way to kind of get him bigger holes and kind of put him in good positions. But he's done good. He works on it every day. That's the biggest thing. Every day before practice, he's out there catching jugs. It means a lot to him.
Heath, we spoke in the summer about the dynamic kickoff. Didn't know what it was going to be at that point. Has it been everything you expected? Surprises? Where would you say after 6 weeks, without getting into X's and O's, are you surprised or is it what you expected?
I'm not surprised on how many touchbacks there are.
Right.
We spoke about that this summer. I anticipated it being a good amount just because of the situation it is. I'm surprised on the schemes. There's a lot of cool schemes that people have been able to come up with, and we've been able to kind of get into some of those. And it's really cool. It's kind of evolving each week. As you'd imagine, you kind of take what you've learned, what you see other people have done and had success. How does it apply to us, and how can we tweak it to make it better? So there's the schemes are changing all the time that are really cool, and I think that's been a really cool task for us to figure out what we were good at. And I've learned so much in these first few games, and I feel like we've gotten better as a group. But I think I've done a better job of putting them in those better positions.
So do you watch every other kickoff from around the country, or in the week, looking at what's happened that past weekend?
Yes, absolutely. That's something special teams coaches, every special teams coaches, I'm sure we watch every rep of all 16 games across the league. I watch every single rep of all phases. So we have a good idea, not only in the kickoff and kickoff return phases, all the phases of what people are doing, what works, how does that affect our scheme. There's certain tweaks I have to make from watching another game across the league. I say, well, how would that affect me? How would that, put us in a tough position? Okay, I need to tweak this before it happens to us. So yes, we all watch it. We're dialed in on whatever else is doing, good and bad.
How do you feel as a special teams that you've adapted to the new rule this season?
I think my guys done great. We've been, it's been really clean. The guys done a really good job. They've got great effort. The buy-in is there. I think our guys we've had some good returns. We've had some pretty good plays in all phases. So I think it's been great. It's been exciting. We're hoping to, obviously cover some kicks. If we're not, situationally at times we have to kick touchbacks, but if we can give some opportunities, the guys love covering them and they're really enjoying that process. And I think they're kind of living through it as far as what works and what doesn't. So they're really enjoying it, and I think they're playing really well. I think they're doing a really good job.
Is there an experience or anything Sunday with Cam Little and his excitement about kicking over here or anything? I'm a former soccer guy, and he had told us prior that it was like a dream come true.
He's been talking about this trip for a long time. I think since the moment we drafted him and found out the trip was on the schedule. This is a big deal, but to be honest with you, I'm not worried about him at all. He's a different rookie than I've ever had. He is locked in, focused. It doesn't faze him at all. And then from the first game, putting him out that first kickoff to any game-winning, the couple weeks ago game-winning kick, didn't look at him twice because he's just so confident. He wants those kicks. He wants to kick at Wembley. These are the kind of things he looks forward to. So I'm not worried at all.
Heath,
I'm excited to watch him.
Sorry, as a former player, do you, when you're in the work week like this, do you try and take the 1 and 5 out of it? Do you do that will they do that as players? Is it important to try and stay in that process and not worry about what we talk about on the outside?
I think that's a big part of it. I think as a former player, I try to relate to them that same exact way of understanding what they're going through because they're hearing it, not only reading about it, but hearing about it from neighbors, family members maybe, and just like us, my kids are hearing about it as well. And so I think it's just compartmentalizing what we have, what is the task, how can we find a way to win, and I think more specifically, how can I help us win on special teams? How can we do a better job each week and try to get better to put us in those positions? It's maybe instead of having a long kick return, let's get a touchdown. How could that affect us? So I think we're just keeping him laser focused in on how can we help us win and do the right things, and that's a big part of it. I think just understanding what they're going through. As a former player, they can rely on me. Just kind of have gone through some of these kind of rough spells, across my almost 20 years in the National Football League. I understand what it's like.
How much more full strength can you guys get if Daniel is healthy and obviously Dewey coming back sometime in the near future?
I think it's ever evolving. I think, we're obviously light, it's obviously on defense they lose Foyer, but how does that affect special teams? We lost the 4-phase in Ventrell. And you lose Dewey, well, guess what? Now the next guy goes up to starting, Antonio Johnson goes up. Well, he's been a good special teamer. So it always, trickles down to special teams, and I think that's part of development. We have to make sure we're still developing these young guys, and I think we've done a pretty good job with Jarian playing a bunch of phases. Trey Prince is playing punt return, and he's gotten better every week. And so I think that's part of it. It's just developing these players, because as they get more roles on offense or defense, obviously we got to have another guy ready to go. So that's a big part of it.
Anything else? Thanks, Heath.
That's it.